I welcome you all in the next video tutorial of HP Board of Departmental Examination, Paper 1 Financial Administration. Dear all, in this video we are going to cover yet another previously asked question. This question was asked in December 2018 exam. And the question was, write a brief note on maternity leave. So let's start this topic of maternity leave. As you can see, this is a general leave rule of Himachal Pradesh. And let's start this topic of maternity leave now. So this kind of leave is admissible to the female government servant for the purpose of delivery of a child or even for the purpose in case of abortions. So the rule do not make any distinction on the account of marital status of female. Very important. Therefore, even unmarried female government servants are also entitled for this kind of leave. So this is the first point that you have to write, that even unmarried female government servants are also entitled to this kind of leave as per these leave rules. So next point, maternity leave for delivery. So generally this leave is admissible for two purposes. Number one is for delivering a child, and number second, as we have discussed, for abortions. So the next point, the condition for the grant of delivering a child is that female government servant must not have more than one surviving child at the time of commencement of this leave. So this is very important condition, that a female government servant must not be having more than one surviving child at the time of commencement of this leave. How do you interpret this condition? इस condition का मतलब क्या है? इसका मतलब ये नहीं है, many of us feel that this kind of special leave can be availed only twice by a female government servant. But this is not true. A female government servant can avail this leave any number of times, or she may be able to avail it only once. There is no restriction as how many times this can be availed. The condition is only with regard to the surviving children at the time of commencement of the leave. So this is the important condition, that the surviving children at the commencement of the leave. It may happen in a particular case that a female government servant might have availed this leave twice, but a child delivered by her have not survived. Thus she can avail maternity leave for the third time also. On the other hand, female government servant might delivers twins at the time for her first delivery, and both of them may survive. She cannot avail maternity leave for the second delivery time because she will be having more than one surviving children and the condition will not be fulfilled. So this is the condition that we are talking about, that at the time of commencement of the leave, female government servant must not be having more than one surviving child. Now, if we talk about the period, the quantum of maternity leave for delivering a child is 135 days? No. From the date of commencement of leave. It is old notification. It is old data in this rules. This has been amended. We all know. Let me show you the notification of Government of Himachal Pradesh regarding maternity leave. This one, clarification regarding maternity leave to regular female employees. So it says that the leave rule, that is the Central Civil Services Leave Rule 1972, has been amended by the department, and the maternity leave has been increased from 135 to 180 days to the regular female employees of the state of the Himachal Pradesh. So this, you have to remember, now the leave, that is a maternity leave, is extended for, is applicable for 180 days. That is from the date of commencement of the leave. And the delivering mother can combine this special leave with other ordinary leaves also. So this is very important point, that this leave can be combined with other leaves also. Next, we have seen the conditions. Let's see the condition, like for the abortion, for the adoption of the child, what are the allowances given during this maternity period. So first of all, let's see the allowances first. So maternity leave maybe for pregnancy or for sometimes unfortunate for abortion also. And it is not to be debited to the leave account of the female government servant. An entry only is required to be made in the service records. Maternity leave carries leave salary as is admissible on earned leave. That is salary equal to the paid drawn immediately proceeding on leave. So there is no means salary is admissible. There is no problem regarding the salary. If any compensation for the corresponding period is payable under the Employee Insurance Employee State Insurance Act 1948, leave salary so applicable is to be reduced by the amount of compensation, but it is in different cases. But you have to remember this point that the maternity leave carries leave salary as is admissible on earned leave. That is the salary equal to the pay drawn immediately before proceeding on the leave. So you have to remember this point also. So there is one condition that the maximum limit for the grant of commuted leave in continuation for the maternity leave 60 days under this provision, whereas there is no such limit for the grant of leave not due. Let's talk about the condition now for abortion. Maternity leave is admissible not only for delivering a child, it is also admissible to the female government servant for abortions. And generally, abortion includes miscarriages, induced abortion under the Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act. But these do not include the threatened abortion, though this is very important. Abortion doesn't mean here that is a threatened abortion. The leave is to be sanctioned only after the production of the medical certificate by the female government servants. The grant of this leave does not have any condition as to the number of the surviving children. So this is again very important condition. Therefore, this leave is admissible irrespective to the number of children that female government servant may be having on the date of commencement of this leave. Now, the quantum of maternity leave for abortion is 45 days during the entire service of the female government servant. That you have to remember the date or the period 45 days. While continuing 45 days, any of the maternity leave for abortion which might have been availed by the female government servant prior to this notification or this year will not count. But now this rule has been amended as we had discussed the notification earlier. And in case of adoption of a child, yes, maternity leave is admissible. So leave will also take care of the requirement of the leave by adoptive mothers, that is the female government servant who want to adopt a child. If a female government servant does not have more than one surviving children and she wants to adopt a child of less than 1 year old, this is very important, she can take leave of this kind and it's also admissible up to the year. So there are two conditions for satisfying this leave. That number one, the female government servant should not have more than one surviving child. Number first condition. And the second is the age of the child to be adopted should be less than 1 year. So these two conditions should be fulfilled. If both the conditions are fulfilled, the adoptive mother will be entitled to have a leave and admissible for a period by which the age of the child falls short of 1 year. And this facility of leave up to 1 year is the same as for delivering mother. So this is the condition that is same. Here also, if a female government servant wants to avail commuted leave up to 60 days or leave not due, this will be granted also without the production of medical certificate. So again, very important criteria that is specially meant for the in case of, you can see, adoption of a child. So it is also admissible. That is, what is admissible here? Commuted leave or leave not due is also admissible, as the case may be. So I hope this is clear. We have continued the maternity leave. The two conditions you have to remember: delivering a child for the abortion, and there are different conditions for the abortion or the adoption of the child. So it is admissible for both the conditions, and we also covered the leave salary. That is, it is admissible on earned leave. That is salary equal to the paid one immediately before proceeding on leave. So I think this is clear to you. Thank you all for your patient listening.